Opole is a city in southern Poland on the Oder River. It has a population of 125,992 and is the capital of the Opole Voivodeship and also the seat of Opole County. Today, many German Upper Silesians and Poles of German ancestry live in the Opole region. In the city itself, however, Germans make up less than 3% of the population. It was also the capital of the historical region of Upper Silesia. Name: the name Opole likely originated from the medieval Slavic term for a group of settlements. History: in medieval Poland, Opole's history begins in the 8th century. At this time, according to the archaeological excavations, the first Slavic settlement was founded on the Ostrowek, the northern part of the Pasieka island in the middle of the Oder River. In the early 10th century it developed into one of the main grods of the Slavic Opolony. At the end of the century, Silesia became part of Poland and was ruled by the Pist dynasty. The land of the pagan Opolony was conquered by Duke Mieszko I in 992. For the 11th–12th centuries it was also a castellany. After the death of Duke Vladislav II the Exile, Silesia was divided in 1163 between two Pist lines, the Wrocławska line in Lower Silesia and the Opolsko-Raciborska of Upper Silesia. Opole would become a duchy in 1172 and would share much in common with the Duchy of Racibórz, with which it was often combined. In 1281 Upper Silesia was divided further between the heirs of the dukes. The Duchy of Opole was temporarily re-established in 1290. In the early 13th century, Duke Kazimierz I of Opole decided to move the settlement from the Pasieka island into the right shore of the Oder River. All of the inhabitants had to be moved in order to make place for the Duke's new castle that was eventually built in the place of the old city. Former inhabitants of Ostrowek, together with German merchants that immigrated here from the west, received first town rights probably as early as around 1217, though this date is disputed. Opole received German town law in 1254, which was expanded with Neumarkt law in 1327 and Magdeburg rights in 1410. Opole developed during the rule of Duke Bolko I of Opole. In this time the castle was finally completed and new buildings, including the city walls and the Holy Cross Church, were constructed. Along with most of Silesia, in 1327 the Duchy of Opole came under the sovereignty of the Kingdom of Bohemia, itself part of the Holy Roman Empire. In 1521 the Duchy of Racibórz was inherited by the Duchy of Opole, by then also known by its German equivalent, Opoln. The second castle of Opole was probably founded in the 14th century by Duke Vladislav Opolczyk, though some sources claim that it was originally a wooden stronghold of Opole's castellan dating into 12th century. Geography: Opole is one of the warmest cities in Poland. The national all-time heat record was measured in Proskov near Opole, in the Habsburg monarchy. With the death of King Ludwig II of Bohemia at the Battle of Mohacs, Silesia was inherited by Ferdinand I, placing Opole under the sovereignty of the Habsburg monarchy of Austria. The Habsburgs took control of the region in 1532 after the last Pist Duke of Opole, Jan II the Good, died. In those days the city was still mainly Polish-speaking, with other nationalities represented mainly by Germans, Czechs and Jews. The last two dukes of Opole, Nikolai II and Janus II the Good, did not know German at all. Beginning in 1532 the Habsburgs pawned the duchy to different rulers, including several monarchs of Poland. With the abdication of King Janus, Kazimierz of Poland as the last Archduke of Opole in 1668. The region passed to the direct control of the Habsburgs. At the beginning of the 18th century, the German population of Opole was estimated at around 20%. In Prussian Silesia, King Frederick II of Prussia conquered most of Silesia from Austria in 1740 during the Silesian Wars. Prussian control was confirmed in the Peace of Breslau in 1742. During the Prussian rule, the ethnic structure of the city began to change. In the early 20th century, the number of Polish and bilingual citizens of Opole, according to the official German statistics, varied from only 25% to 31%. From 1816 to 1945, Opole was the capital of Regierungsbezirk within Prussia. The city became part of the German Empire during the unification of Germany in 1871. After World War I, after the defeat of Imperial Germany in World War I, a plebiscite was held on 20 March 1921 in Opole to determine if the city would be in the Weimar Republic or become part of the Second Polish Republic. 20,816 votes were cast for Germany, 1,098 for Poland, and 70 votes were declared invalid. Voter participation was 95.9%. Results of the plebiscite in the Opole land county were different, with 30% of population voting for Poland. Opole was the administrative seat of the province of Upper Silesia from 1919 to 1939. With the defeat of Poland in the invasion of Poland at the beginning of World War II in 1939, formerly Polish Eastern Upper Silesia was re-added to the province of Upper Silesia, and Opole lost its status as provincial capital to Katowice. On 15 February 1941 and 26 February 1941, two deportation transports with 2,003 Jewish men, women and children on board left Vienna Spang station for the ghetto which had been set up in Opole. By March 1941, 8,000 Jews were deported to Opole. From May 1941, 800 men capable of work were deployed as forced laborers in Dublin. The liquidation of the Opole ghetto began in the spring 1942. A transport to Belzig extermination camp left on 31 March 1942, and deportations to Sobibor followed in May and October 1942. Of the 2,003 Viennese Jews, only 28 are known to have survived. In modern Poland, after the end of the Second World War in 1945, Opole was transferred from Germany to Poland according to the Potsdam Conference, and given its original Slavic name of Opole. Opole became part of the Katowice Voivodeship from 1946 to 1950, after which it became part of the Opole Voivodeship. Unlike other parts of the so-called recovered territories, Opole and the surrounding region's indigenous population remained and was not forcibly expelled as elsewhere. Over 1 million Silesians who considered themselves Poles were treated as such by the authorities due to the language and customs were allowed to stay after they were verified as Poles in a special verification process. It involved declaring Polish nationality and an oath of allegiance to the Polish nation. In the later years, however, many of them left to West Germany to flee the Communist Eastern Bloc. Today, Opole, along with the surrounding region, is known as a center of the German minority in Poland that recruits mainly from the descendants of the positively verified autochthons. In the city itself, however, only 2.46% of the inhabitants declared German nationality according to the last national census of 2002. Historical population. In the early 20th century, the amount of Polish and bilingual citizens of Opole, according to the official German statistics, varied from 25 to 31%. First census of the city squared 8,320 German nationality and 557 Polish nationality, cubed 80% German-speaking, 16% Polish-speaking, and 4% bilingual Polish-German-speaking German minority. Alongside German and Polish, many citizens of Opole before 1945 used a strongly German-influenced Silesian dialect. Because of this, the post-war Polish state administration after the annexation of Silesia in 1945 did not initiate a general expulsion of all former inhabitants of Opole, as was done in Lower Silesia, for instance, where the population almost exclusively spoke the German language, because they were considered autochthonous, whereas the Polak speakers instead received the right to remain in the homeland after declaring themselves as Poles. Some German speakers took advantage of this decision, allowing them to remain in their Opole, even when they considered themselves to be of German nationality. The city surroundings currently contain the largest German and Upper Silesian minorities in Poland. However, Opole itself is only 2.46% German. Main sites. Opole hosts the annual National Festival of Polish Song. The city is also known for its 10th-century Church of St. Adalbert and the 14th-century Church of the Holy Cross. There is a zoo, the Ogród Zoologiczny w Opolu, structures and buildings, PISD Tower on the island, a 14th-century Franciscan church, a PIST mausoleum, a 19th-century town hall, the Church of Our Lady of Sorrows and St. Adalbert, the 14th-century Holy Cross Cathedral, the Art Nouveau Penny Bridge, currently named Green Bridge, Opole Main Station, an eclectic building from early 20th century. Museums: Diocesan Museum, Opole Regional Museum, Opole Village Museum. Cemeteries: the Jewish Cemetery in Opole was established in 1822, and it is a peculiar pantheon of the Jews of Opole. Education: state-run universities and colleges, Opole University of Technology, University of Opole Public Higher Medical Professional School in Opole, privately run colleges, Management and Administration College in Opole, Bogdan Janski Academy, WSB Universities, WSB University in Wrocław, Departments of Economics, Politics. Members of Parliament elected from Opole constituency: Danuta Jaslowica, PO. Tadeusz Jarmuszewicz, PO. Ryszard Szala, PO. Leszek Korzeniowski, PO. Sławomir Klosowski, Ps. Teresa Sigleka-Zielonka, Ps. Mieczysław Walkowicz, Ps. Henryk Król, German minority. Ryszard Gala, German minority. Joseph Stepkowski, Samubrona, Sandra Lewandowska, Samubrona, Thomas Garbowski, SLD. Marek Kawa, LPR. Famous residents: Władysław Opolczyk, Count Palatine of Poland 1378. Edwin von Drenkman, famous German lawyer. Paul Kleinert, German theologian. Emin Pasha, explorer and governor of Africa. Jan Kasparowicz, poet. Ferdinand von Pruszczynski, 19th-century Prussian general, whose direct descendant Ferdinand von Pruszczynski is principal and vice-chancellor of Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen, Scotland. Bronislaw Karaszewski, Polish activist, founder of Gazeta Opolska. Oskar Slater, German, Scottish victim of miscarriage of justice. Jakub Kania, Polish poet and writer, soldier in the Silesian uprisings. Leo Bayek, rabbi. Szymon Kościgiek, reporter, teacher and Polish activist from Opole. Karol Musial, president of Opole, founder of the National Festival of Polish Song in Opole. Wiki Prince, rabbi, born here. Edmund Osmanczyk, reporter, politician. Rocker-Smish, communications chief of the Reichskanzlei and member of the Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler. Jerzy Grotowski, theater director. Jerzy Buzek, academic and politician, President of the European Parliament, a former Prime Minister of Poland. Chester Markle, American football place kicker for the Green Bay Packers. Earl Slorpel, graphic artist and painter. Andrzej Jerzy-Lech, artist and photographer. Anna Brzezinska, fantasy writer. Miroslav Klosar, football player. Krzysztof Sramiak, Polish weightlifter. Marcin Pontis, football player. Carolina Widra, actress. See also Dukes of Opole economy. Food sector. Nutricia. Zot. Pasta Food Company. Metal. Polaris Industries. Energumit. Kierema. Camex. Movie Bird. Remag. APC Prestmet. Tower Automotive. BPO. Capgemini. Optidata Grapi. Future Processing. ITIFM. Trade. Solaris Center. CH Karolinka. Galeria Tesco. Galeria Turawa. Galeria Opolanen in Opole in Ul. Ozumska in Ozumska Street. Plak Teatralny, Theatre Place. Galeria Piastovska. Galeria Centrum. CH Real. CH Cascada. International relations. Twin towns. Sister cities. Opole is twinned with. Gallery.